When I say don't repeat yourself in bubble development, what's the first thing you think of? Was it reusables? Good answer. A reusable lets you create something once and then reuse it, which is awesome. But did you know that there's other ways that reusables can be helpful? Let's start with easy mode. You have a component that you need to reuse in different places on the page or throughout the app. And this component will do pretty much the same thing and look pretty much the same way everywhere. And if there are some minor differences, you can use parameters to pass in modes or styles or little adjustments that tell the reusable to behave in a slightly different way. If you find yourself with a whole bunch of different variations though, you start to lose the value of the reusable because you're passing in hundreds of different parameters and the reusable itself is doing hundreds of different things, or dozens or whatever. I don't know what the number is that makes it inconvenient. The point is, the reusable shouldn't be creating one-offs. The reusable should be creating instances that get reused a whole bunch of times. Now, if you want to do a one-off, you can still reuse a reusable. To make a reusable that is going to be reused to make a whole bunch of different one-offs that are similar but each independent from each other, you do what is called a detachable reusable. This is a pattern where you have a reusable, which means it's available in your elements list to pull into your app anywhere, and the goal is not to use it as a reusable, but to detach it from that reusable. What this does is it takes that reusable and makes it just a regular element in your page or whatever context. And that means that now you can make modifications and one-off changes based off of a starting point that is common. And so it's no longer going to be updated with the reusable. It's no longer reusable, but you've copied from the same starting point. And so this detachable pattern can be really, really helpful when you're making a whole bunch of things that are really similar, but are not actually similar enough or reused enough to justify full reusable use. The third way to use reusables is actually a solution to a problem caused by reusables. Data is scoped inside of a reusable, so you can't pass elements, workflows, data out of the reusable unless you use a parameter or a URL or a state, and it can be really annoying as you're passing information up and down. So one of the really convenient things you can do with another reusable is make a reusable that's only purpose is to define a variable in one place and then import that reusable with the values of those variables pushed into properties. And now you can get the same values from anywhere you want in your app just by importing this one reusable. Sort of like creating global variables, so I call it a global variable reusable. I'm curious to hear from you other ways that you use reusables to don't repeat yourself.